everyone, and welcome to the tutorial on some of the great tools that Goboard has for your online math tutoring appointment. So first things first, you'll see your image up here when you get all logged in and you've enabled your camera. If at any time you do need to turn off your camera, you can select this icon. If you needed to mute yourself, maybe your dog starts barking really loudly or you just need to temporarily mute yourself, you would click this button. Underneath of this is for screen sharing. So this is one really easy, cool tool of Goboard. So if you click this, I have two screens here, so it's asking me which one I want to use. You can also choose an application, so you can see the different apps that I have open, or even a Chrome tab. So there's a lot of options. So this is really great if you are working, for example, on your WebAssign and you only want to share that screen with your tutor. And then you can just choose to share, and that way you can talk it through. Other than sharing screen, a really great tool is your chat. So sometimes, so as you can see, when you click the chat icon, it does hide the video screen, but that's okay. I don't have anyone logged in with me right now, but here it works directly as instant messaging, so you'd be able to direct message your tutor. This is really useful sometimes when you're having technical difficulties. Maybe you can't hear or you can't see or something like that. So you can message the tutor and talk to them directly that way as well. So this is what your page is going to look like. And I already have some things on here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click with my mouse. And when you right click, you get some basic tools. So the first thing I'm going to show is the pen. So I can draw part of my drawing, but I can draw 3x plus 2x squared. So you can draw out equations if you want. You can also type things in. Maybe I want to do 3x times 4x, for example. So you can type those out as well. Under here, we have the eraser. I can erase those things. Or if I hit clear, I'm going to clear all. Now you want to be careful with clear because it will wipe your entire page. So if you want to do that, go ahead, but be careful that you know the difference between clear and erase. And then we have the undo and redo options. So I can undo some of the stuff that I did. And then we have shapes, some basic shapes here. And we can choose over here. I'm just going to go back and move this out of the way. But if I choose shape, I can choose all these different shapes out here. So if you're working with geometry or you want to do a visual with shapes, you can choose that. Other tools, under more tools over here. So we have a couple of cool things. So under math, you can use a graphing calculator, an equation editor. They even have access to Wolfram Alpha or number line. So for example, for a number line, you can click it, be manual, and just like draw your number line, right? So the math tab will have some really great tools. We do encourage you, because your meeting link or your Goboard link will show up a minimum of 10 minutes before your appointment, log in and come and play around with it if it's your first time. I'm going to go back to general. The other great things that, or a couple of important tools you're going to need to do is import and export. You can import images or PDFs into your Goboard page. So I'm going to import, and you can either search from the web. So for example, trig circle, and it's going to search, and whichever one you wanted, you could choose and insert that, and it's going to insert that onto your page. Oops. I need my select tool, and then I can drag it. If I scroll down, I can drag it onto my next page so I can actually see it. I'm going to go back to import, and then you can also import from your computer. So I first chose this one and I searched from the web, but now I'm going to go and say insert my own PDF or image. So you can either choose from a link or from one of your accounts, or you can select here and it's going to ask me to choose one from my desktop. I'm just going to put in this one. It's a PDF and I'm going to hit upload. This is really cool. This is a PDF of a PowerPoint that I had done. If you have a really large assignment and you only want to show 2 pages out of that assignment, you can just click on the pages that you want and then hit insert, and it will just only insert those 3 pages. If you do want the entire thing, you can select all, and then it will select everything up until page 8. Goboard allows you to have 8 pages on one board. So that's a lot of room. So you'd be able to put up to 8 of these pages in. I'm going to deselect this and I'm just going to choose these 3. These are the 3 that I want. I'm going to hit insert. I'm going to wait. It is really important with online tutoring that you do have a stable internet connection. So doing it off of like your phone's data or something like that is probably not the best plan of action. You're going to want to be somewhere where you have strong Wi-Fi or you're wired in. So now that I have it, you'll see that my pages here, I've got 1, 2, and you can resize them as well. And 3. So I'm just going to resize and put it up next to this butterfly here that was already written down. So that then you and the tutor can work directly on those. When you're ready to finish, Goboard is going to email you all these pages that you worked on. But let's say you just want to make real sure, you can export or print. You can either export with colors, so it's going to retain all the colors, and you just click on it, and it's going to download, and now you have a PDF that's going to be downloaded. So you can see that right here. Other really useful tools, your tutor is probably going to use a timer, and that's so that both of you can keep an eye out on the session length and time, and you know how much time you have. The other thing that we have, like I said, graphing calculator that you can play around with. Let's insert that graph now. You can work with your tutor. So we really encourage you to come in and play with this and get to know the features. The tutor is going to go through a lot of these features with you. So if you have any questions about how to use something, then you can ask your tutor when you enter into your tutoring session. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy your online math tutoring appointment.